According to the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, about 77.2% of all college undergrad students pursuing a science degree want to go to medical school. This leaves 22.8% of all college undergrad students pursuing a science major, and most of these aren't considering pharmacy school. Becoming a pharmacist isn't a career that many students want to pursue because of the stereotypes that surround pharmacy. I've done extensive research on this topic, and I've also worked in a pharmacy for 1 year as a pharmacy technician. Being so, more science majors should pursue pharmacy because of the years of schooling, work-life balance, and student debt, and the different pathways available in the pharmacy career. In order to become a pharmacist, you can either take all the prerequisite courses your first 2 years of college and then go into pharmacy school after your sophomore year, or you can take all of the prerequisite courses for pharmacy school and get your bachelor's and then go into pharmacy school after you graduate from college. Either route you decide to go, the maximum number of years of schooling it will take is 8, and the minimum number of years is 6. After pharmacy school, some students decide to go into a residency program that can take 1 to 2 years, but is optional. You don't have to do that. When comparing the years of schooling to medical, dental, and veterinarian school, pharmacy school is significantly shorter than those options. According to the University of Wyoming's Pharmacy versus Medical School article, physicians have to complete 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of medical school, and 4 years of residency minimum. That is a total of 12 years of schooling after high school graduation. According to the Princeton Review, most pharmacists work an average of 44 hours per week. Pharmacists have great hours, and being that most pharmacists will go into retail, they will usually work a 9-to-5 job that will lead to a great work-life balance. There are also many shifts available for pharmacists who want to work in the hospital. You can take evening shift, night shift, and morning shift, and the night shift is optional. It's only if you pick that one, but it's not mandatory to work night shift if you're becoming a pharmacist. When comparing these hours to those of a physician, Medical News Today states that 1 in 4 physicians work 61 to 80 hours per week, with 3 of 4 working a minimum of 51 hours per week. So 1 in 4 physicians work double the number of hours of a pharmacist. Many doctors must take call and night shifts, especially in residency, and it's not optional for medical students. Because of the number of hours worked as a pharmacist versus that of a doctor, there are fewer pharmacists who experience burnout like doctors experience. Student debt is something that really draws some people away from the pharmacy career. The average student debt that a pharmacy student finishes with, according to the American Association of College of Pharmacy, is $166,528. This worries some students because they don't have as high of a salary as doctors, so they think it will take a long time to pay off their student debt. The amount of student debt you have just depends on where you go to pharmacy school. If you don't have many scholarships and you don't have anybody to help you with your tuition, you can go to a private pharmacy or a public pharmacy school, and UGA is an example of a public pharmacy school, and you can graduate with as low as $70,000 of student debt. If you have about $70,000 in student debt, it will take around 10 to 12 years to pay off all of your debt. Even though doctors make more than pharmacists, they also go to school for double the amount of that of a pharmacist, and medical students have an average of $203,000 of student debt. Even though a pharmacist's salary isn't as high as that of a physician, it is still a great paying field of medicine. The average salary for a pharmacist in Georgia is $140,000. According to Indeed.com, the average salary of a pharmacist directly out of pharmacy school is $50 an hour, and it grows with experience. There is a very inaccurate stereotype when it comes to the pharmacy career about all pharmacists do is sit behind a counter and count pills. This is very inaccurate. Although in a pharmacy many pills are counted, that is mainly the job of a pharmacy technician. Many students are also not informed that you can take different pathways in pharmacy school. Many people, before they go into medical school or before they go into pharmacy school, think that pharmacists only work in places like CVS and Walgreens. There are actually over 14 pathways that you can take if you're going to pharmacy school. These include academia, informatics, retail, clinical, hospice, compounding, cardiology, nuclear, oncology, etc. For instance, if you plan on going to medical school to be a cardiologist, but you want to have a great work-life balance, lower debt, and fewer years of schooling, but still want a great salary, you could become a pharmacist specialized in cardiology and work on the cardiology care team with cardiology physicians. Another example is if you have a passion for both teaching and pharmaceuticals, you can go into academia. In academia, you can become a teacher of pharmacy, medical, dental, and even veterinarian school, teaching pharmacology-based courses. In conclusion, pharmacists have a great work-life balance, great salary, fewer years of schooling than many medical professions, and have many different pathways you're able to specialize in. Because of this, many science majors aspiring a job in the medical field should seriously consider going into pharmacy, which is a very respected field of medicine.